So, what do you think creativity is? Is it some kind of magic spark that only a few people get? Or is it more like a muscle, something you can actually train? Today, we're going to break down a really fascinating 5-day course that treats creativity just like a workout for your brain. Okay, let's get into it.
And this, right here, is the big question the whole thing is built on. Are you born creative, or can you build it with the right training? Well, this course from RuiEnglish goes all in on that second option. I love this analogy. The course is set up to be like a gym for your creative mind. So forget about waiting around for some moment of inspiration to strike. It's all about showing up, doing the reps, learning the techniques, and building that mental muscle, one day at a time.
So how do you even build a gym for creativity? Well, you got to start with a solid blueprint. This course runs on a really simple but super powerful core engine, a framework that shows you how creative thinking actually works.
And here it is. This is the secret sauce, the 3 phases of creative thinking. It's this clear, repeatable process that just takes all the mystery out of being creative. First up, you prepare. You gather your info, you really get the problem. Then you generate. This is where you brainstorm and let your mind go wild with possibilities. And finally, you implement. You take your best idea and you make it happen. This simple cycle is the foundation for the whole shebang.
Now let's see how this blueprint actually gets put into action during the 5-day workout. Because this isn't just a random bunch of activities. It's a very carefully planned journey. It's designed to take anyone from just a concept all the way to a creation in just 1 week.
You know, what's really smart about this is the flow. Day 1 is all about that foundation, getting those 3 phases down. Day 2 gives you the actual words to talk about it. Day 3 sharpens your communication skills with grammar. Day 4, that's when you start applying it to solve real problems. And it all leads up to Day 5, where you practice communicating your solutions. It's such a brilliant and practical way to build up the skill. Let's just zoom in on Day 2 for a second. Because you can't be what you can't describe, right? This isn't some abstract theory. The course gives you the specific words you need to talk about creative ideas. You learn how to describe people with words like imaginative or resourceful, and actions like to brainstorm or to take risks. Giving you this language early on is so important. It builds the confidence you need for the more complex stuff later in the week. And that brings us to a really key part of Day 3, tools for creative communication. I mean, having a great idea is only half the battle. If you can't explain it clearly, it might just get lost. And this is where the course gets clever. It uses grammar not as a boring school exercise, but as a real tool for innovation. And this is a perfect example. Look at this simple little grammar tweak. The before sentence, it's fine, it's totally correct, but the after sentence is just sharper. It's more concise, it sounds more professional. It's these little technical details that can really level up your ability to communicate your creative thoughts.
Okay, so you've got the framework, you've got the vocabulary, and you've got the communication tools. Now it's time to put it all to work. The second half of the week is all about shifting from theory to real hands-on practice.
And get this Day 4 challenge. In little groups, learners get a real-world problem, and they have just 7 minutes to design a complete 3-phase action plan. 7 minutes. It's fast, it's high energy, and that time pressure, that's the key. It totally short-circuits all the overthinking and just forces you to trust the process you've learned. This is where it all starts to click.
Another huge skill they build on Day 4 is persuasive communication, and they practice it in such a cool way. A class debate on the exact topic of the course. Creativity can be taught. This pushes you to not just have an opinion, but to structure it, to defend it, and to communicate it in a way that actually sways people. So, after this whole intense 5-day workout, what's the actual payoff? What's the final transformation? Let's take a look at what somebody can really do with these new skills. And here are the big takeaways. By the end of the week, you can actually explain the whole creative process using that 3-phase model. You can describe your ideas with real confidence. You can apply this framework to solve problems in your own life. And maybe the most important thing, you can analyze your own process so you can keep getting better long after the course is done.
You know, this quote from the course material just sums it all up perfectly. This week isn't just about learning English, it's about unlocking your creative potential. It really reframes creativity as this practical superpower that you can use in every single part of your life.
So, it turns out creativity isn't magic, it's a process. And a course like this gives you a clear, actionable blueprint to master it. Which really just leaves one question.
Now that you have the blueprint, what will you build?